As the season 2 episode 9 trailer drops, one thing becomes painfully clear. Landman is done pretending everything can still be fixed. The calm is gone, the patience is gone. And most importantly, Tommy looks like a man who has finally reached his breaking point. For episodes now, we've watched him warn, advise, and quietly clean up messes he didn't create. But in this trailer, that version of Tommy is nowhere to be found. What we see instead is someone who's ready to stop talking and start threatening. Let's be honest. Tommy has tolerated Galino far longer than anyone should. The cartel businessman turned polite investor has been moving around MTex like he owns the place, smiling at Cammy, manipulating numbers, and tightening the noose one deal at a time. And the scariest part? He's done it all without raising his voice. But the trailer hints that Tommy has finally connected the dots. Those so-called lucky breaks, not luck. That 10% gamble Cammy approved, not desperation, design. And Galino standing calmly in the background while everything burns? Yeah, that's not coincidence. What makes this trailer so unsettling is the shift in power. For the first time, Galino doesn't look relaxed. There's a moment, blink and you'll miss it, where Tommy steps closer, his tone low, controlled, and unmistakably dangerous. No yelling, no theatrics, just a warning that feels heavier than any gunshot. It's the kind of threat that says, I know what you're doing, and I'm done letting it happen. And suddenly, the question isn't whether Galino is manipulating MTex anymore. It's whether Tommy is about to expose him or destroy him first. Meanwhile, Cammy remains trapped in the middle, still convincing herself that this partnership is her only lifeline. But how long can she keep ignoring the signs? The trailer subtly shows her watching Tommy and Galino from a distance, like a woman realizing too late that she trusted the wrong person. The stress, the grief, the pressure, it's all catching up to her. And if Tommy really goes after Galino, Cammy might be forced to choose a side, loyalty or survival. And then there's Charlie, silent, observant, almost invisible. The trailer doesn't give him much screen time, which somehow makes him even more suspicious. Because when chaos is about to explode, the quiet ones usually know exactly what's coming. Is Charlie preparing to protect Galino's interests, or is he getting ready to abandon ship before everything collapses? The episode 9 trailer doesn't promise answers. It promises confrontation. A confrontation that feels inevitable, explosive, and possibly irreversible. Because when a man like Tommy stops negotiating and starts threatening, it usually means someone is about to lose everything. But the real question is, will Galino back down? Or is this the moment he reminds everyone why he was feared long before MTex ever existed? If season 2 has taught us anything, it's that in the Landman universe, trust is the rarest commodity, and betrayal is just a matter of time. Episode 9 looks like it's cranking that tension up to unbearable levels. And if Tommy's threat is the spark, then the fallout could consume everyone involved. Think about it. Galino's been playing the long game, and he's no fool. When someone finally calls him out, you don't just expect him to fold like a house of cards. No way. The trailer teases a chilling calm in Galino's eyes, a smirk, almost. Like he's not the least bit worried about Tommy's threats. Is this the confidence of a man who's already won? Or the arrogance of someone who's got a few tricks up his sleeve that we haven't seen yet? Because trust me, this isn't the end game for him. It's just the opening move. Then there's Tommy, who hasn't exactly been the poster child for patience this season. But why now? Why this sudden switch from cautious to confrontational? It's clear that whatever Galino's done has crossed a line. Maybe it's the realization that the investment isn't about saving MTex at all. It's about control, power, and ultimately destruction. Or maybe Tommy just reached a limit we never thought he had. Whatever it is, this is the Tommy we've been waiting for. The one who's willing to get his hands dirty and not just clean up the mess after someone else made it. But let's not forget Cammy, the tragic heart of this chaos. She's desperate, exhausted, and probably terrified. The trailer gives us glimpses of her, torn between loyalty to the man she loved and the man she's starting to fear. Watching Tommy and Galino face off must feel like watching two storms collide, and Cammy's right in the eye of it all. What happens when she realizes that the very people she trusted most are about to tear MTex apart? Will she fight back or finally break under the pressure? And what about the others? The trailer hints at Cooper stepping up, maybe even trying to hold the drilling project together while the adults fight their battles. But in a world where everyone's got secrets, can anyone really keep MTex from spiraling? And what about Angela and Aninsley? Are their roles just distractions, or will they somehow tip the scales when the dust settles? The most unsettling thing is the silence between the characters, the words left unsaid, the glances full of suspicion, the alliances that feel less like partnerships and more like ticking time bombs. This episode isn't just about a threat, it's about a war simmering beneath the surface, ready to explode. So here's the cliffhanger for you. When Tommy threatens Galino, is he making the first move in a battle to save MTex? Or is he unknowingly stepping into a trap that will change everything? Because one thing's for sure, this confrontation isn't just about business. It's personal. And in Landman, personal always means messy. What do you think Tommy's next move will be? Will Galino show weakness or prove why no one should ever underestimate him? The tension in episode 9 doesn't just stop at threats and power plays. It's about secrets unraveling and alliances cracking right before our eyes. You can almost feel the walls closing in on everyone at MTex, and the trailer is dripping with that slow burning anxiety that something huge is about to explode. Let's talk about Tommy again, because this episode puts him front and center, and not just as the tough guy issuing threats. This is a man with a plan, but also a man with a history of getting burned. The trailer hints at moments where Tommy's expression shifts from cold fury to a flicker of doubt. Is he wrestling with the consequences of what he's about to unleash? Or is he already calculating how to use Galino's overconfidence against him? It's this complexity that makes him so captivating. Is he the hero? The anti hero? Or just a desperate man pushed to the edge? And then there's Cammy, who's finally starting to see the true face behind the charming smiles and empty promises. Her moment of realization feels like it's going to hit hard in episode 9. We've all seen her push herself beyond limits to protect what she believes is her husband's legacy. But now, that legacy might be the very thing dragging her under. The trailer's subtle glances and fleeting expressions show a woman at a crossroads. Will she stand with Tommy and fight for MTex? Or is her loyalty to Galino stronger than we thought? Or worse, will her choices put her right in the path of disaster? Don't forget Charlie, the silent puppet master, or so we thought. The trailer barely gives him screen time, but his presence is like a shadow lurking in the background, reminding us that the real game might be far more twisted than we realize. Could he be the one quietly pulling strings, ready to betray Galino at the worst possible moment? Or is Charlie just another piece in Galino's master plan, perfectly placed to keep Cammy and Tommy off balance? The suspense around him is palpable, and it's one of the reasons episode 9 feels like a ticking time bomb. And what about the gas extraction project? The trailer teases that despite everything, the drilling continues, against all odds. Cooper stepping up as the project manager shows there's still hope for MTex to turn things around. But with Galino's grip tightening and Tommy's threat hanging in the air, can anyone really control what happens next? Will success on the drilling front be a genuine win or just a pawn in a larger, more dangerous game? Lastly, the personal drama is almost as intense as the corporate warfare. Tommy's threat isn't just about money or control. It's about pride, revenge, and the desperate need to protect what little remains of his world. And Cammy's struggle isn't just business. It's about survival and heartbreak. Every glance, every line of dialogue in the trailer feels loaded with unspoken emotions and hidden agendas. So here's the question that leaves you hanging. When the dust settles from Tommy's threat, who will be left standing? And who will be buried under the weight of their own secrets? Because in Landman, the biggest battles aren't always fought out loud. What do you think will be the real cost of this showdown? By the time episode 9 unfolds, the stakes aren't just about drilling wells or counting profits. They're about survival, trust shattered, and alliances pushed to the brink of collapse. The trailer drops hints that the fallout from Tommy's threat will ripple through every corner of MTex, leaving no one untouched. Galino's reaction to Tommy's warning is crucial. Will he show cracks in his icy facade, or will he retaliate in ways that make the stakes even higher? The trailer suggests a dangerous game of cat and mouse, with each player trying to outsmart and outlast the other. But here's the catch: Galino's not just any opponent. He's the kind of man who thrives in chaos, who turns every setback into an opportunity. So if he feels threatened, expect the unexpected. Cammy's journey in this episode feels heartbreaking yet inevitable. She's caught between two worlds: the desperate hope to save MTex and the crushing reality of betrayal. The trailer's fleeting shots of her alone, staring out into the distance, hint at a woman on the verge of breaking. Will she finally open her eyes to the truth about Galino and Charlie? Or will her denial cost her everything she's been fighting for? Tommy's role shifts from enforcer to something more complex: a man forced to navigate a minefield of loyalty and revenge. The trailer teases moments where his resolve wavers, reminding us that beneath the threats and bravado is someone deeply human, struggling with the weight of leadership and loss. It's a reminder that in Landman, no one walks away unscathed. And what about the future of MTex? Cooper's drilling project hangs in the balance, but so does the company's very existence. The trailer hints that success on the drilling front might not be enough to save them from the shadows closing in. With every move watched and every step calculated by Galino's allies, it feels like MTex is one wrong decision away from total collapse. The final, haunting question the trailer leaves us with is this: when Tommy threatens Galino, is it the start of a reckoning or the opening move in a game where everyone loses? Because in Landman, power is fleeting, trust is a weapon, and sometimes the biggest threat comes from within. So what's your take? Will Tommy's warning bring salvation, or is it just the calm before a storm that will change everything forever?